Joining us now from Washington, the chair of the committee that heard the testimony from Montel Williams and others, Congressman Ed Royce from California. First of all, do you think the sergeant will be released shortly?
I think he will, Bill. I had a conversation with the Attorney General from Mexico who indicated that under Mexican law he would have the capacity should it be proved that he had PTSD. I sent a report to the Attorney General that showed that 10 days before in San Diego at the Veterans Hospital he was so diagnosed, and it is our understanding that is weighing right now in the balance, but I think our hearing today may have assisted.
Also, yesterday a Mexican psychiatrist examined the sergeant, and I understand it was reported that he did concur that the sergeant has post-traumatic stress disorder. So if that's the case, then they have to release him. So we feel that maybe in a day or two, but you know, the Mexicans, they do this to rankle the United States. Nieto, the president, could have done a clemency thing months ago. You know that. Everybody knows that. All right? He had the power to do it. He could have said, you know what, circumstances are murky. The guy's got a condition. Because of goodwill, we're going to let him out. Nieto could have done it. He's got the power to do it. He didn't do it. They like to jab us down in Mexico, do they not?
Well, I think one of the questions also is how high a level did this go in the United States?
Well, I want to get to that in a minute. I want to get to that in a minute because that's what Williams was talking about. But Mexico itself, they like to give us grief. And in the end, they'll let him out and they'll do it. But the guy's been in there since March. Come on. I mean, it's ridiculous. Go ahead.
They certainly have given Andrew a lot of grief. I went down and saw him in the prison. We were able to move him from the Tijuana jail, which was absolutely the worst place you'd want to be in jail, to Tecate, which is a better condition. But nevertheless, when you're suffering from PTSD and those around you know that you have that problem, and you're compounding, basically you're compounding the PTSD by not allowing the treatment, then yes, you're delaying the help he needs.
It's even worse than that. He's being held in solitary for his own protection. I mean, he doesn't have anything. His mother was on a few days ago. He doesn't have anything to do. It's almost torture. It's almost like the Mexican government's torturing the man. For what? Because he had 3 guns in his car? Because he was moving from Florida to California and he made a wrong turn? Even if you don't believe that, so what? It's a low-level beef. I mean, give us a break. And that's what gets me angry about Mexico, and I think it's got to change. Now, what you were saying is Montel Williams, say, look, America's not doing enough to get the guy out. Do you believe that?
Absolutely, I believe that. We raised this question with the White House, the request for the president to make a call to the president of Mexico. That never happened. And you know, at the same time, we had a situation where we traded 5 senior Taliban leaders who were all involved with al-Qaeda, who had cost American lives. We traded them, and now they're going to, within a few months, be able to go back to Afghanistan or back to Pakistan. This makes no sense in terms of the balance.
How do you know President Obama didn't call Nieto? How do you know?
Because I made the request to the vice president that the president make the call, and after the fact, when the conversation occurred, we heard that this had not come up. So we do know that
Biden told you that he didn't make the call?
No, the White House indicated to us that issue had not come up.
Did they give you a reason why the president wouldn't call him?
No reason why, but I think it has to do with the priorities here, and I think the priorities are backwards.
How long a phone call take? How long does that take?
It doesn't take long to pick up the phone and make a call on an issue like this one.
All right, so I'm going to have Ed Henry, who's going to be here tomorrow, ask him why they didn't do that, if indeed they didn't. Kerry, Secretary of State, did he call Nieto? What has he done?
I do not know if the Secretary of State got involved personally in this or not.
All right.
I do know that I've talked to the ambassador, the foreign minister, the attorney general. Been down there in Mexico on this case.
All right. Now I'm going to ask Rosen, who's going to be on tomorrow with Henry, if Secretary of State Kerry called him and did anything. So we'll get to the bottom of that tomorrow. Good work, Congressman. Again, we expect the sergeant to be released, and obviously we'll report that.